What we designed the software to do is to help people to map life. The name of the software is Wealth Go, right? How are you going to land? So one of our promises as Medigrow is the not knowing, uncertainty ends. We want all or any uncertainty in your life to end. So now I'm just gonna highlight case study number 2, right? And I'm gonna bring here the software. I want you to understand that your life has a bunch of numbers. Your numbers normally have no feelings. You have feelings towards your numbers. This moment is the most critical moment of the morning. All right, now I'd love for your accountant to be here, your spouse could be here, whoever is important in your life, because I'm about to show you the power of AI. Artificial intelligence is no longer in the future, it's in the past. Over the last 6 years, we have been investing. We have had the most sophisticated software to help our clients for a long, long time. But now, with all the advancement of technology over the last 6 years, and now with AI, you could have an accountant, a financial planner, a lawyer, or the thinking, the acumen setting up in a page. What are you about to witness? Is 10 hours worth of consultation in 6 minutes, because the AI has no mercy. It doesn't know that you are you. The idea of the AI is to take out your inefficiencies. So welcome, and I would love to engage you in this conversation. So here we go. Dr. John came to see us. He's on $320,000. So in a moment, I'm gonna give you access to the software and we can play it together, okay? But check this out. John comes in, he is on $320,000. He's self-employed, he's not self-employed. You can go here and press self-employed, not self-employed, and then he's on $320,000. His wife, Linda, is on $189,000 and she works in a management capacity, right? Now, the questionnaire is designed to be easy to respond, but behind the scenes, the software is calculating a bunch, already your taxation, profiles, matching income to expenses, all sorts of other numbers, calculations are happening at incredible integration. So here comes Linda, she's on 189. These guys have 2 kids, look, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So what happens to a couple where their income is shy of $500,000 and they have 2 kids? What if I was to tell you that the software is already matching your income to your expenses and where you are at, right? Now, they have $40,000 in cash, okay? They get $432,000 in superannuation. Look at their age, okay? 1980, 1990, right? And here the software starts to say, what kind of money do they have working for them? Here's their credit card limits, and these people can save or put towards their future $800 per week. They are committed. Now, they want to retire in 18 years with the equivalent of $250,000. Guys, this is not a financial planning software. This is a life software. And you notice how I get excited about this, because this has to do with the purpose of my life. They own a home worth $2.1 million, and they have $856,000 worth of debt. Now that you know us a little bit more, you'll know that Sam, I, Scott, Jessica, what we will do is get rid of the debt here. This is the highest priority. Point number 1, this personal debt has got to go. Got it. The monthly repayment they're paying this is this much. Okay, interest rates that much. Got it. And they have 0 property investments. They don't have any investments whatsoever. Now, if I press here, save and process.
Processing.
The software now is creating 3 timelines. One is stay as you are. Keep doing life the way you know. Stay with your belief system. So continue as is. So in the moment, look, took less than 3 minutes, less than 2 minutes. I'm gonna show you now everything that this thing has already mapped out for these people, right? They can continue as they are, doing the best they can with what they know. What is possible for them right now, and all the calculations of those possibilities already done, And what if they were to chain react? In other words, have an AI working with them to help them to move every single time. So we know inflation in Australia is just below 4 or around 4%. So let's just say the property is going to perform just at the same level as inflation. Some people may come over here and say, look, properties may perform at 5, at 6. In order to not say, push any view on anyone, this part of the calculator is open. You can sit with your own research and plug in the numbers. We are putting here the basic numbers that we think if we're to be conservative, we could achieve these numbers. So if you have money in property, property will perform at 4%. All the indicators in every research suggest a higher number, but I don't need to go with that. I'm going at a conservative number. Banks, if you have your money in the bank, net 1% return. Super 6% return. Funds 5, inflation 4. Interest rate 6.5. So every move you make that you need to borrow money, it's going to calculate at 6.5%. Now, what's LVR? Loan to value ratio. So the software is going to engage that every time you have 20% of a deposit or cash, equity, and so on, the software is going to trigger, is going to move. Now, the index on the property is sitting at 650,000. You have here, you can buy properties at 1 million, 1.5 million. You can change percentages of ownership. I'm not going to go too much into detail because it gets boring, right? Talk about numbers, people get a bit freaked out. But check this out. If these guys were to keep going and work for the next 18 years, everything being equal, they're going to be worth outside of the home $3.462 million. That's it. So the software has no feelings. Hey, inflation is this, your income is that, your taxation is that. If you're saving $1,800 per week, there's not a lot of scope for it to go somewhere else. So here's the thing. They told us that in 18 years, they want to retire on $250,000. If inflation is compounding at 4%, the amount of money you will need in 18 years to buy what costs you tonight $250,000 to buy, you're going to need $526,000 to buy what $250,000 buys tonight. That's inflation. So if you retire in 18 years with $3.4 million and you're going to pull $526,000 out of your assets or you pull outside of your home, you're going to run out of money in 6 years. As simple as that. No feelings. How are you going to act? The majority of people don't realize this 18 years out, though. And this is what Sam was saying. They sometimes realize this 8 years out. Well, our idea is this. If you were to maximize your position, you could retire earlier. And most people will not retire earlier, but later because they had no strategy. So simple as that. And I'm very happy for you to share this with your accountant, your financial planner. What's possible now? So imagine what it is to know opportunity cost. These guys are burning $2,661 per week. Every week that goes by, they burn. What do you mean, Julio, burn? Well, they could have strategies that will minimize the tax. They don't have it. They could have strategies to minimize their debt. They don't have it. And the truth is, they could accumulate capital in a certain rate, which they're not. So the software is comparing one result against the other results and dividing per weeks over the next 18 years. It comes to $2,660 per week they burn. So right now we know every one of those green blocks represents a brand new property. These guys could buy 2 properties. Why property? Now, you may say, do I sell property? No, I don't. I buy properties for my clients. The system here is designed that you can go and do your own life. I don't want to sell you my services. I don't want to, of course, I would love you to be my client, but I don't want to push my service. If we add value and trust and work closely with your current team, everybody wins. The point I want to make is within 6 minutes or less, these guys now know they can buy 2 property investments. And at this moment, people say to me, oh, thank you. Can I go talk to my accountant? Absolutely. By the time you book the meeting, you actually go to see your accountant, who knows, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, people are busy. You're burning $2,661 per week. What if you could press one button and everything is actually done? I'm actually going to give you access to the software today. And I want you to share with your accountant, okay? So here we go. What if I was to say to you, here is the results. When these guys have a look at their applied income plus the rental income, it's already calculated all the deductions on the properties. Calculate the new taxable income, the present tax, the new tax, the tax savings, right? So on the first property, he would save $7,800 or $7,900 in tax. She would save in $7,200. And here is the estimations. We are saying that the property around $650,000 worth of asset would bring in $500 worth of rent. Check this out. So there is nothing inflated here. We don't inflate rents. There is no conversations about getting rich quick. It's simply this. Dr. John, your inefficiencies could buy you 2 houses right now. I don't need your money. And if you were to buy this property cost you $47 per week. What? Yeah, $47 per week. And you get back $15,000 in tax. From a tax point of view, so if you were to spend $50 a week and get $15,000 back in tax, got it. But check this out. There is no way that in Australia tonight, a house worth $650,000 will get only $500 worth of rent. That's what the software is calculating it though. So if this house was to get $550 a week worth of rent, your expense would be zero. Remember the 2 partners I showed it to you? The software calculates all of it. And we also assume that the property is empty for 3 weeks every year. We only assume 49 weeks of income. Why? Well, if your tenant moves out, it takes around 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get another tenant. It's already budgeted for. So these guys could save, if they were to do 2 properties right now, because they can, they would save shy of $30,000 in tax. Now, here comes the sweetener of it all. Often, when we don't have a plan, and a strategic plan, and we get some money back from the ATO, the uninitiated sees that income that return from the ATO as income. And we may upgrade the car, fix the kids' teeth, put the money towards something. What if you did it strategically and you know, and I know, this couple will get $30,000 back from the ATO for a long time. Why? Because the assets are to be held for their working life. If you were to get $30,000 back from the ATO, I want a sound, and I say this jokingly, I want a sound to go in your head that goes like this. Oh, I mean it. It's a holy sound, holy money. What do you mean? If you're to get 30 grand, sir, madam, you got $30,000 back from the ATO, and you put that $30,000 into your mortgage, that $30,000 goes off the principal. It's advanced payment. The calculator in the bank will take that 30 grand off the principal. You keep paying the same amount of money, right? And you have less principal, you'll pay your mortgage faster. Software is about to show you all of that. What if you get another 30 grand the next year? Another 30 grand. So what the strategy will do is shave many, many years with your mortgage by just positioning it right. So what are we doing? We're creating a community of doctors. There are entrepreneurs. There are people wanting to build an asset base. And because we're building a community, everything is open share. We want people to learn from each other, and away we go. So now, imagine what it is to be here and then have a property analysis. What if I was to do a quick analysis? Right. Here is that pie chart. So, these guys will have the tenant pay for 58% of the bill, the taxman pay for 36% of the bill, At $500 a week rent, they may have to pay 5.8. If the rent was $550, they'll pay zero, because what happens is the tenant will pay for the bulk of it, right? How is the other conversation here also is that this is strategy. Your personal debt will be paid off in 14 years. So in other words, we're shaving an incredible amount of time owing money to the bank. It's just 2 properties. Got it? Now let me go somewhere else here for a second. If I was to go back to the AI power of this thing, and if I was to go and say to you, how rich do you have permission to be? Here's the chain reaction. Everything being equal, every green box is a property. So you can see that I can do 2 right now, and then 1 in the following year in 2025. So 2 in 2024, 1 in 25, 26, nothing, 27, nothing, and then another 1 in 2029. Everything is here. So when we start to have a look at this piece of conversation, you start to have a look at the capacity for what is all about. These guys could be $6 million worth of net worth outside of their home for give or take $46 to $49 a week. What? Yep. That's why I keep asking you, bring your accountant to this conversation. This is why I keep asking you, bring your financial planner to this conversation. Bring your spouse to this conversation. This is real. This is people every day. Now, you start to notice that the moment we start to talk about numbers, lots of people leave. A moment ago, I had 61 people. I'm now down to 49. If your own numbers do not matter to you, it is all good. I want to work with people that want to work with their inefficiencies. Check this out. It is my honor and my privilege to show you this is as is. Keep going the way you are going. Imagine to have AI software that tells you keep going the way you are. You want to work for another 10 years? Cool. 20 years? Cool. It just does the numbers. But if you were to maximize the utilization of your inefficiencies, so if these guys were to just do the possible now, they already bear off $1.3 million. But if they were to use the AI every single time, that's the difference. And if you understand the gist or the position we have taken, we do not need your money. We want to use your inefficiency. The inefficiencies that you are carrying in your life right now, switch from working for money to having your money work for you. That's what the software can do. That's what the software is designed to do. There is no frills, nothing, no push, no force. It is powerful, it is elegant, it is beautiful and designed for people to know what it's all about. Sam, do you have any other comments would you like to make? You're good to go. You got your appointment's is upon us. So I'll just keep driving you through. So guys, thank you so much for being present to this. I now want to return to the PowerPoint presentation, okay? And just go from current slide. I see some new people here today. I see some other clients, and we have some clients that are here with us. And now what we're going to do now is this. I want to do case study number 3, and case study number 3 is you. What? Yeah. Check this out. We are about to how to minimize your tax legally, how to build your portfolio for early retirement. If you want to have a go at the software right now, hi Peter, how are you? Hi Amanda, how are you? This is the piece. No more not knowing your numbers. All you have got to do, and I'm going to do it with you live right now, we're going to do this together. If you are on your laptop, you can go on your phone and just scan the QR code on your phone. If you want to work all inside of your laptop, all you got to do, and I'm going to do it with you, we are going to copy this. You can highlight and copy, or you can just type that in to your browser, and you're going to get to the software, right? So guys, I'm going to go there right now with you. My team is now working with me, and here we are. So here's the mechanism. No longer you will not know. And the way the system is going to work is this. This software is going to be open to you for 3 months. June is upon us already. 1st of July is the new year. I want you to have this software so you can work with your accountant, give the link to your accountant. More than happy to work with you guys. Now, let's do this together and we can just check it out. So I want to invite you now, guys, to come in. All you have got to do, if I go back to the PowerPoint presentation, is type this in your browser. If you're running Firefox, Google, just type this in, or scan this in your phone and we are there. Nathan, how many people have we got now? Hey, Benjamin, good to see you. AH, how are you? Raul, welcome indeed. Raphael, welcome. Hello, Jay. Good to see you here. Zach, how are you? Daniel, welcome. Okay. No more not knowing, guys. This is it. Okay. Away we go. So if we're to go here now, all you're going to do is put in your first name, surname, your email address, phone number, and then away we go.
Thank you for registering.
And then you're going to come in.
You an email
so guys, right now I have got 48 people on the live. I have got 7 people going into the software and 0 have actually filled any numbers. So what happens here now is the software is going to start to give you the map of your life. I want to thank you for being here this morning. No more not knowing. And here's how we roll. If you were to come in and go, how old are you? So let's go. 50. What is your household income? So now I'm looking for you knowing your income plus your spouse income. So if you're single, just your income. And if you're married, it's your gross income. Husband, wife, team. Let's just say it is $290,000 worth of income. If it is $390,000, all you got to do is adjust. Okay. How much have you got saved now? So here's the money that you could use towards your wealth creation. So let's just say, for argument's sake, you got now $35,000 saved. Superannuation, let's just say you got $300,000 in super. It's easy as that. How much have you got in shares, managed funds? Let's say you got 90 grand in shares and managed funds. Personal debt outside of your home. Who knows? You may have a car with a debt. Marital status. Let's give you a partner. Okay. Here we go. How much can you save per week? So let's just say you can save $500 per week. Just put that in there. So guys, here's the thing. My team is looking now at the people coming into the software, and we understand this always happens, okay? This always happens. This software is the most powerful tool. We have licenses here that we cannot break. Your data is secure. We're not going to share your data, and if you do not connect with us, we'll delete your conversation. Tonight, this is the moment that we're talking about, taking away your pressure, taking away your inefficiencies. This software is insanely cool, and I want you to work with your clients. So now I have 11 people gone into the software, okay? And I have 3 people starting to put in their numbers. I want to say this to you. If you feel safer, call your accountant now. There is no more not knowing. Let me just put this up again here, okay? And I can just bring it up now. Here we go. So there is no one left behind. This is the QR code, and all you got to do is put that in. It's very common for Sam to receive messages in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I was at the presentation, didn't have the time, didn't have this, didn't have that. If you have the time right now, let's no more not know. We are getting to know what's possible. So back in now to the software together. There we go. How many years you want to retire? Let's just say you want to retire in 20 years. 1, 2, 3, right? Oopsie. Not 200 years, 20 years. So he's the piece. He's the conversation, right? Our economy is at a very peculiar point. The conversation tonight that takes you one way or another is this. Or you stay as you are, or you can go to what's possible and chain react. Our idea is to raise the financial intelligence of the medical community so then we can prosper together. So in how many years do you want to retire? This is when the game becomes incredible. How much income per annum? So if you earn $200,000 now, chances are, after my kids left and my house is paid for, a little less, a little more. What is your number? So here now, for argument's sake, I'm going to go with $150,000 in income from assets. So what's the value of your home? Let's just say this guy's value is 1,560,000. Debt on their own home, let's say it's 600,000. Okay, that becomes the priority. Property investments, let's just say these guys already have one property investment, which is the house they used to live in. It's worth now, let's just say 1 million, okay? And the debt against the house, let's just say, is 356,000, okay? The software now is gonna go and build all the maps, including your taxation positioning across your portfolio and so on and so forth. Now, check this out. Hello, Jan. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, Mason. Good to see you guys. Check this out. So if these guys were to stay as they are, look at the impact of that one property investment already in their lives over the next 20 years. $5 million worth of assets. What's possible now for these guys to do? They are burning shy of $3,000 per week in their inefficiencies. These guys also can do 2 other property investments. Check this out. This thing is so powerful that if you say, I want to increase the debt, I want to buy more expensive properties, less expensive, and away we go. Here's the chain reaction. These guys can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties, and they can be worth $8.8 million in the next 20 years outside of their home, outside of their outside of their home, including all the assets. Check this out. This is very, very powerful to know. And if I do the projection comparison between all the results, if you stay as you are, if you just bought one more property, and if you to move on the properties. Now, the software is extremely conservative going forward and extremely accurate going backwards. What if I was to tell you this software can scrape all the data of all your portfolio, all your assets, and give you on the dial all the assets you have got? Check this out. There is $3 million, right? Worth a difference, $3.2 million for minus $21 per week, right? What? I'm just telling you now. If these people were to use their inefficiencies or the money that is sitting on the table, they could be $3 million better off. What else have you got? What other investments have you got? So that's why one of our processes or our protocols are one client at a time, a client for life, right? So guys, thank you so much. I got 9 people doing that financial wealth check right now. There's 12 people downloaded the software. I still have 40 people. Now I want to use these numbers to show you what is common and normal. Here we go. Pareto rule is for real. Out of 100 people, 20 people will do the results of the great majority. Same in wealth creation, same in the numbers here. 20% of people right now are taking action. The majority of people are observing. We get this. I don't want to put any more pressure or it doesn't come across as pushing something. So take a screenshot of this, take a photo of this, and if you want to come and join us over the weekend, oh good. Now I'm going to give you the ultimate strategy for getting ahead in life. Okay? Welcome to Australia. So if you come and met Sam today, Scott today, Jessica, May, and anyone else on the team, the moment that you show up, this circle represents protecting your own home. If you can pull equity of your house and buy another house, you should do it. Why? Because other people pay for it. I understand that most people are traumatized by their own debt. They pay for it alone and after compounding. But if you're to do an investment property, other people pay for it. And that distinction alone is amazing. And this is what the software will do. It gives you the numbers. You do not need to have an emotional decision. It gives you the numbers. So you buy your first property, then it minimizes your tax significantly. Use that tax back to you to drive the debt on your own home down. The moment you can buy 2 other houses. I understand some of you can buy 2, 3. We had another doctor come 2 weeks ago, could buy 8 property investments. My question is, how come he didn't do it? What's going on? What's the level of the conversations of permission, capabilities, etc.? It always comes through. I'm too busy. My current team is not telling me to do this. And that's why there is no push. Value and trust. So check this out. Your first house buys another house, minimizes your tax, helps you to pay your own home down. The moment you have 2 property investments, you are getting massive amounts of tax back straight into your mortgage. You have 3 property investments, straight into your mortgage. Once those properties become cash flow positive, they start buying other types of investments. You show up at your accountant looking like this, I must say to you, your tax planning becomes outstanding. And here's the reality. Or you have it, or you don't have it. By using the software, it's 10 hours in less than 6 minutes, 10 hours worth of services and conversations without pushing anything, just you understanding your numbers. So the value of being here today, minimum, is $1,000. You would have to pay 2 service providers to get the understanding you get here today. So Medigrow, here we go. We are very proud of having a community. We have an incredible conversation, old versus new houses, performances, and here's why. What we run is conversations where our doctors come, we have open forums, open conversations, we throw dinners in every capital city. And the last time we had a dinner here on the Gold Coast, people flew from Tasmania and WA to come out and hit and sit with other doctors and get to know each other, right? We do this very successfully all the time. Now, what I want to say to you is here are some of the results, okay, for some of our doctors. So you look at Hamid and Rita, bought the first property in 2019, second one in 2020, second one in 2021. What I want to say to you, here is the growth of the properties. Here's the summary of all this piece. But what I really love about this, is that these guys get back $32,000 back. $32,000 back. So that's $300,000 in the next decade off that personal home that they didn't have to work for. That's efficiency. Check out this, Dr. Saeed. So Dr. Saeed sits 2 properties, right? And again, here is the growth on the properties. If you're thinking the properties in Australia are not going to perform in the next 10 years, be advised today, it is my personal view that the demand is much greater than the supply. You can do all your research you want, showed you some of the screens today. You got to pay attention to where we are economically, not just immediately in the next week or so, but in the next 5 to 10 years. Check this out. I love this. Saeed gets $21,000 off his mortgage every year from less than $12 a week. Amazing, okay? Check this out, Dr. Van. So I can give you strategy after strategy, one after another, okay? Here we go. It's very consistent. So how we do this? Medigrow is a community of doctors. We got doctors in every capital city, some country towns that are our clients. Digitally, we get to meet you, and then we throw the dinners where you come and you meet other people. Some of you want to buy clinics. Some of you want to trade clinics. Some of you want to sell stuff. That is all the services that we do. We provide technology, we provide acumen, we provide understanding, we source things, and here is how we buy the security of your financial future for you and your family. Dr. Dev met us, again, a referral from another doctor, and he became our client in 2015. So he's a few properties that he bought along the way. He's on to his 9th property now, okay? Just about, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 last year, and now another one coming on in the now this year. Check this out. His tax minimization is $70,000 a year. So his own home be paid for, and then he's going to put that $70,000 a year back towards his first property investment. That property will be paid very fast. And once the second property or first property investment gets paid, second property in his life, we'll move on to the third and the fourth, keep clearing the debt. Now, what are the chances of his children having equity to buy their own home the moment they start working? So this is not just one generation, it goes down to the next generation. That's why we are so committed to financial intelligence. Cool? Dr. George, here we go. Okay? It's the same conversation. So now, guys, what is Medigrow? What are our services? Hope that I have added value and trust to you this morning, but this is what we do. We have a team of brokers that are specialized in finance for doctors. What we want to do is to see you with the strategies to get out of debt. We don't sell property, we buy property for our clients. We have a protocol to help our doctors to access the best of investments in Australia. Everything we do is fully disclosed. Every dollar we make out of you, we'll disclose to you. Every dollar you make out of us, we'll know, so you can actually make a decision if you want to become our client or not. So first and foremost, we give you education, then we give you the software. Then we want to sort out your finance and then build your property portfolio. So it's clockwise, starting from the right foundation is education. Then we move on to the software. Your family and your professional providers of financial understanding in your life all welcome to the software. You're going to have 3 months to play with the software because the 1st of July is on its way. Then once you understand the finance. Now, in a moment, Nathan is going to send out a message. If you want a finance reassessment, if you want to have a look, your finance needs to be looked at, we will give you an opportunity right now to say, yes, I would like my finance, and you get priority on the queue, okay? So now I want to say this to you. Everything we do is open source. When we go looking for property, our research is second to none. 30 years doing this. So please understand, it's never about property in nice street number 12. It's about you. Every single property that we will provide to you has to have a location, a research, and a reason why it is a good investment. We will give you the economics of that state, that town, that city, and away we go. One client at a time, a client for life, means that we are very clear. If property number 3 doesn't perform, there is a chance you're not going to come back for property number 4. So we're not hasting. We're not trying to sell commissions. The richer our clients become, the more they become our client. The majority of people we know are here through referrals. And Jessica has been with us for 12 years. Jessica also has sourced billions, not millions, with a B, of real estate for our clients Australia-wide. Right now, she's just returning from Melbourne. We are putting together some developments in Melbourne. We're putting together some developments in Queensland. All we do is education, software, work with your current team, present the facts. You want to come, off we go. You invite it to the parties, you invite it to the dinners, and meet your peers. Everything's analyzed to the T. Everything we do. So guys, Sam is in a call here, seeing a client right now. So right now, I still have 35 people on the call. I got 13 people on the software, and 9 people has given us the data. The 9 people get priority as you want to talk to us, you want to see what's possible. And if you don't want to engage, totally fine. There is no push. So we are specialized in the medical community. So guys, here is the QR code again. Here is the Medigrow link, right? And I'm now gonna do a Q&A. Cool. Very happy now to take all the questions. My team is gonna help me now. I am going to open the box. And if you guys wanna talk to me, where we go. So guys, as far as the presentation is concerned, I hope I have delivered to you integration, debt reduction, tax minimization, and investing. Hopefully I'm giving you a little insight as to where the economy is gonna go. We have doctors that have bought many assets through us, and when they wanna go and buy their own clinics, it's not them buying the clinics. It's their properties that are buying the clinics. Please understand, in such a short morning, it is difficult for us to give us deeper, more integrated strategies. We do a tailor-made conversation. So what I'm gonna do now is just have a look here at the questions. Nathan, do you have any questions in the box that you want us to address first? Is there anyone else coming through? So, okay, Claudina, I'm just gonna take this one. Should we just pay the principal from day one? Yes, you should. So the idea here is this. When you take on a loan, right, the bank will give you a monthly repayment. Everything being equal, is giving you a monthly repayment by their own calculators. Inside of that complete payment, or the total, is a big percentage towards interest and a small percentage towards principal. So if you want to get ahead of the bank, always pay more. So if the bank says to you, pay me $1,000, and you can afford to pay $1,100, $1,200, that extra $200 goes into principal. You should always be tackling principal. And the basis for our communication, we have helped so many doctors to get ahead, is because they pay so much tax. So when a doctor comes in and says, oh, I paid 100 grand in tax, I paid 50 grand in tax, we can say, can we use that tax alone, plus another 20 bucks, 40 bucks, 50 bucks of your own cash, to help you to build an asset base. But yes, you should pay your component, your debt component, as soon as you can, as early as you can, right? I hope that is of help. Team, do you have something for me that you want me to address? This conversation comes in all the time. New property against old property. Okay. Back into, this conversation is very powerful, very specific, and often when I introduce this, some people go, oh yeah, they leave because they think it's getting too technical. Stay with me. When you buy a second-hand house, the government wants to develop the amount of new houses being built. So the government is going to give you a significant, highly significant amount of deductions when you buy brand new. When you buy a second-hand house, your taxation dispensation is seriously and significantly dismissed, right? Or diminished, not dismissed, diminished. So when you buy a second-hand property, you are saying to your most important partner, shoot them in the leg and say, let's go for a run. So when JDL gave its software to Medigrow and said, let's go and work with the doctors, we understand these guys have high income, high inefficiency. We've got to maximize the tax component. So we don't buy crappy little houses. We only buy amazing houses that will perform. And that research I showed you is where we position that the moment in which that house is activated, within 12 months, 18 months, we can borrow against that house to go again and build your chain reaction, right? So if you're to ask me now, property secondhand versus new, I would choose new. There's another conversation here. Let me just say, for people in Melbourne, should I buy an apartment in South Yarra for 1.1 million? Or should I buy 2 houses in the burbs in Melbourne in the outer ring for $800,000 each? So, sorry. Should I buy 1 apartment, 1 bedroom plus a study, 2 bedrooms for 1.1 million in South Yarra, or a $1 million house in the burbs? 3 things. Number 1, land is what goes up in value. If you do the sums in a software and you look at 1 apartment, you have 1 set of depreciation, you have 1 tenant. If you were to sit this software and let the software run, what the software will say to you will cost you less money to have 2 brand new houses in the burbs. So you'll be driving $2 million worth of assets using other people's money. And yet, everything we do is tailor-made. What's the right thing for you to do? If you had 2 properties, 2 brand new houses, your taxation component will be significantly bigger. Therefore, your debt reduction will be significantly bigger. You can't look at this at just the properties. You need to integrate. So if you save an incredible amount of tax and put that towards your debt, boom, means that you can borrow more, you can separate. The name of the game is to get your house paid for fully and separate from the investments together. I'm getting another question now. I don't understand how to share my information to get my financial looked at, and what does the service does? Okay, what the service costs. Great question. Guys, here's what we do. If you came into the software, I'll put the software up here again. We're gonna start a conversation with you. It will cost you nothing. So your very first conversation with Sam, myself, other members of my team for the first hour, it is just us getting to know each other. By using the software, you will know what's possible. Then we're gonna say this to you. We work a system where we charge a fee. We are a fee for service on what we do. However, there are strategies that we can subsidize that fee and have other people pay for the fee. You already understood that when you buy a property investment, other people are paying for it, the tenant and the ATO. We can actually push some of our fees, the majority of it actually, towards those 2 other partners. So the cost of our fees, or the cost of engaging, is only $800 plus GST. We charge a fee, but that fee will be paid 95% by other people. Tailor-made. Every dollar you spend with us, for every 0 you spend with us, you save 2 zeros. For every 3 zeros, you spend 4, 5. We do not take clients on that we cannot significantly be an impact for the best in their financial services. So, here's what you ought to do. Take a print screen here. Copy this link, come into the software, then we will know you want to connect. Nathan is gonna send a message now, or he already perhaps done it, in the box saying, if you want to have your finances analyzed by the top brokers in Australia, just say yes. I want to have my finances looked at, okay? Now, for those of you that liked the presentation, please send us a Google review. It's very important. We live in a digital world right now, and suddenly somebody said to me the other day, Julio, you have helped so many doctors across Australia. Why don't you ask us for testimonials and Google reviews? To be honest, people refer people to us all the time. But when people do not know us and they go to Google and they have a first impression, I want to ask you for your help. If you already know us, we get referral from accountants across Australia all the time. But if you are here through a digital positioning and the first time you're getting to know us, I'm gonna ask you for a Google review. Did you like what you saw? was the presentation of value. The value of the software, the services that you would have to pay to get the results for the software would take you 10 hours, 15 hours, cost you $1,000 to $1,500. Today, we're giving it to you as a conversation to say, would you like to know more about what we do? So I want to ask you to follow us on Instagram, okay, Medigrow, and perhaps come to the next dinner. Give us a Google review, right? Guys, I am going to answer perhaps a couple of more, 2 questions, and then perhaps call it a day. Call the end of the meeting this morning. Are there any 2 questions we want to answer? Linda, I hope I have answered your question. I don't understand how to share my information to get my finances looked at. Come into the software. Nathan, have you sent a text to everybody? Linda, all you got to say is yes. If you haven't come to the software, we do not chase people. We don't run a rescue operation. If you want to connect with us, please come into the software, put your phone number there, and we will reach out to you. Okay, so another one is here. Gus, thank you so much. I wonder if the investments are heavily negative geared to return that much money. I get maximum $4,000 a year for each property. Gus, we would love to have a look at what you got. Okay, so interest rates are deductible, okay? If your houses that you're only getting $4,000 back, right, are old, maybe you already had depreciation, maybe your depreciation is being used. If they're brand new, right, and you're only getting $4,000, something is out of whack, right? But just getting to know you here, one little summary. When you say to me, I wonder if the investments are heavily negative geared to return that much money. What is heavily negatively geared? The way the software works, it always asks people from the outset, how much disposable income, how much have you got to put towards your future? The software parameters will never allow anyone to spend more than what they told us they can afford. So, if you went into the software and you say you can save $100, the properties will be getting negatively geared only to $100. But if you notice what happens here, if you're in the medical profession, even as a nurse, we had at the other day a dental clinician come through, right? If you are already paying more than $30,000 a year in tax and we can get the bulk of it back, by the time the tenant pays and the ATO pays, your negative gearing becomes very subsidized. So not heavily negatively geared, and yet everything we do is tailor-made within what you can afford, right? We do not make false promises. We don't buy properties in bad neighborhoods. We're not just chasing commissions. We are chasing clients for life. There's so many property companies that what they do is they are typical, they have good services, they do good things, but it's about a commission. What we are is about a relationship. And of course, we'll make commissions. Of course, we're gonna make some money out of what we do. But everything we do is disclosed, okay? Gus, you say, deserve 5-star. I would love that as a Google review. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Best moves just before retirement is just people in debt. Hey guys, we see so many people that are just about to retire. It is, and that's what we're trying to avoid, is people 5 years out, 2 years out. Oh, what do I do? The earlier you get in, the better. Had another client the other day, and the truth was, you cannot afford to retire. And their strategy was all wrong, all wrong. The truth is, that's the river that particular client is on, and that river is already leading to a particular ocean. What we want to do is get in there and say, what if we do this? What if you consolidate that? And this and the other, and away we go. So guys, thank you so very much. If there is any other comments, my team is just saying, hold on a second. I got something coming through. Sam, do you have any other comments, any other final comments that you want to make before we go?
I'll give everyone a call on Monday to catch up and see how they enjoyed today's presentation and see if we can help out in any way possible.
How does the new property law for multiple investment separation of properties apply to this software? Okay, the software will see each unit of investment as a separate unit. So conversations within conversations. And the law is really evolving really fast. Even at a council level, different councils have different views on the demographics and so on and so forth. And there's many laws now emerging. Multiple dwellings will be a thing that will be for real in Australia. We do not have enough houses. Guys, just before I go, I just want to say this to you. This is the most prosperous decade ever in the life of our country. What do you mean? So much wealth will be created in our country, but it's not the same for everyone. It's not. For those of you that will become the new rich people are the people that will have assets. There are many houses that are growing value. I don't want to make any predictions here as an investment advice, but I want to say to you, my gut feeling to where we are right now, properties will double in a short period within 8 to 10 years. They will double in value. Some predictors are saying 6 years. I'll stay with it. 8, okay? Okay, if I have already one property, what would recommend for me to do? Well, get rid of the debt of your own home, first and foremost. If your don't have debt on your own home, we'll move on to property investment, first property investment, and let's have a look if you can do more. And we'll do more slowly, not in a rush. What the software will do is tell you exactly. So if you can, once again, just go into the link of the software and make sure that you give us your data. What will happen there is we will follow up on Monday, and then away we go. This images. Okay, guys, one last one that I will answer is this. And I want to be really generic. You're really welcome to come to our dinners. You are really welcome to become prosperous in this new country. I am very clear that there is a huge percentage of doctors in Australia today that they are new Australians. I'm very clear that you're trying to make sense of a multitude of things. And when you become a big part of what we do, you are tapping into hundreds of doctors Australia-wide that are already part of the Medigrow. 30 years doing this. The highest of service and AI at your favor. So guys, before any further comments, I just want to say to you, thank you for staying with me to the end here, and you have our incredible weekend. My name is Julio Delafite, and our purpose is to lift the financial intelligence for the medical community Australia-wide. Thank you so much for being here this morning, and I will see you at our next event. Thank you, thank you, thank you.